for young women, seeing other women being dynamic and exciting or ambitious or smart or dominating a field inspires you to do the same. And sometimes you just need to see role models. You need to see other women doing it to feel like you can do it too.
If someone had told me in 1978 where my life might take me, I wouldn't have believed it. In 1978, women were a very, very rare thing in Australian politics and in fact in Australian public life. Some of the confidence that Women's College gave me at that really pivotal moment, between childhood and adulthood was critical.
I was the first woman elected to the Bungle Shire Council, and that was in 1979. And I was given the opportunity and given a position on the board of the Rural Lands, Stock Roots and Rural Lands Protection Board. So it meant that I'd go with a whole lot of men. It was always with a whole lot of blokes. And as a consequence of all that, I was elected onto the board of the RNA that runs the Brisbane Echo. And so I was there for, 18 years, I think. I was the first woman they had. So, I did 3 first women things. Having been here really was, as you say, a springboard for all the other things that I managed to do. I've had a fortunate life.
Our Ready to Lead program is a series of workshops, forums. We have guest speakers coming in. We tap into our alum community to share those life experiences and to give them that feedback, the influence of what are the other things that you can acquire to grow and develop.
Particularly in the time I was there, we were so fortunate to have some really incredible leaders within the administration of the college. I was surrounded by these amazing women and it just made me want to be a better person.
College was really influential in my life's path. I began as a teacher. I went into health education, I went into human resources, I went into international marketing, I went into general management, and I still work actually as a writer and researcher. And I look back at that and I think there was so much that college gave me in terms of the confidence to say, well, yes, I can do that.
It's people who've been in the industry for 20 years coming back and telling what it's like in a really more pragmatic sense, and it is a lot more real world in what they try and do with their alum.
As a very young, raw, green 18-year-old, you had these terrific examples of other women who were in their 4th or 5th year who became sort of mentors, people you could look up to.
I didn't know any women doctors. In the 1960s there weren't many around. And so that's why it was very significant that it was a second-year medical student in the next strawberry patch that was saying this to me, because suddenly women do medicine. It wasn't out of my reach, it was a possibility. Up till then, in my primary school days, I was going to be a nurse. Well, my education had taken me past that and I missed the turning point to nursing. So it was that opportunity to meet people walking that path.
We tap into our alumna community as much as we possibly can, because the girls are influenced, inspired by those who have walked before them in this very space where their studies have taken them, where they have gone in life. And of course we have Women's College alum all over the world, and that's a great story for them too, and we celebrate that.
I'm the 2023 Women's Alumnae of the Year award winner. So I helped get both Bond and Griffith University medical schools up and running. I've been heavily involved in teaching of paediatricians around Australia and New Zealand, and have been involved at high level on a number of Commonwealth advisory committees.
Being recognised as an Alumni of the Year with all the alumni that come through was a huge highlight and, quite frankly, an honour for me. Winning it made me feel like I'd really done something and been recognised by like-minded people. I've done a lot of work in my particular field of veterinary science, and it's a niche field, and I really felt special at the fact that the college had identified that there was It could have been such a straightforward path that I had taken and I didn't, and they were acknowledging the fact of my particular specialty in my field.
All I ever wanted to do was teach, so it just made sense that I would finish up with a diploma of education, so I became a school counsellor. And it was during that period of time that I became incredibly interested in the notion of school bullying. I have become a leading expert worldwide, actually, in the introduction of restorative justice into educational settings, which is a completely different approach to the management of the sorts of behaviours that violate people and relationships. So I'm currently, I think, on something like my 13th book. I'm just so excited at the opportunities that have developed as these traditions have been honoured over the years.
All of my female friends from women's are off just being world beaters and amazing women and kind, because I feel like I've got not only role models, but I've got the support around me as well to give anything a crack.
I've spoken at the college a couple of times. I've spoken at their graduation dinner. I've attended a reunion of my year. For me, they've been very nourishing, just meeting these incredible young women. And I look at them and think, gosh, I don't think I looked that confident. I don't think, that I had quite their kind of feistiness, and I love it. It's an incredible, energising experience to go back and see this generation of young women. They're going to eat the world.